here, and you all of that. Here's the video I'm going to make about like my plans for supply chain, solving the supply chain issue for Quadryllion Computer. The new store is probably going to be in Vernon Hills, the equivalent, the Westchester equivalent of Roosevelt Field, because there's an open lot there. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about now. It's about how I'm going to be using older process nodes on my processors and GPUs. Well, in and out parts of the motherboard and VIX here will have modern day features like DDR5 and PCIe Gen 6 or Gen 5. Maybe Gen 6 is for later. But and then of course there's USB Type-C, USB Type-A, USB Type-A, USB 4, all that stuff, but the main plan for these process nodes is to use like 45 nanometer, 32 nanometer, 22 nanometer, more than other companies are using. They're hardly ever using them, but since nobody else wants those older nodes, I'll be using them. And it will be very efficient because I can make them work better. And the older microarchitectures can be modified. And nobody else is going to be wanting them hogging the market, making it hard to obtain. And I'm not going to be doing what Apple's doing, like hogging those process nodes. Because that's what Apple's doing with 3 nanometer, which is going to prevent AMD from using 3 nanometer on Zen 5 or Zen 6. So sorry AMD, you're out of luck because of Apple doing what should be illegal. We're going to need to use 2.5 nanometer, which will take longer and will be more expensive because TSMC, it'll take longer for them to come out with it. Though AMD, you're much slower than TSMC is when it comes to like slower than Apple for developing these nodes. So you'll probably just find 2.5 nanometer. It'll just cost extra money. But for me, using CPUs like Penryn, Sandy Bridge, Ivy Bridge as well, K10, Bulldozer, Pile Driver, Steamroller Excavator, that's gonna mean that it'll cost less. I can combine chips into one by stacking them 3D. And the supply chain issues won't be a problem, given that I, of course, get them produced. Because these things are obsolete, but it'd be easier to produce, so easy to convince these companies to make them. And my supplier right now is going to be Supermicro, and getting proprietary boards for desktops and laptops. Though most laptops are going to be 2 inches thick to fit 3 PCIe slots on them. This way, 13-inch or greater laptop can fit a 4090. But that would be it. Nothing else besides a 4090 in the PCIe slot. And then there are the older GPUs that you can add RAM to and make it like more modern by modifying the RAM to be GDDR7 or DDR5 for the lower end. And even the older GPUs had higher bandwidth than newer ones per tier. Like a 560 could have as much as 300 320 bits, whereas 4060 would probably be like 128 bit. Given that the 4070 is, it's 192 bit. So this is going to be the great thing about my company, is recycling components, recycling old nodes, making them work pretty well. This also means cheaper prices for the computers, with still great performance and also expandability too. Because DDR5 in the future will probably be able to support up to 2 terabyte DIMMs, meaning that a Z68 motherboard with 4 DDR5 slots will support up to 8 terabytes of RAM, compared to the 32 gigabytes of DDR3. Though that would be modified. If it was DDR3, I'd modify it to support 256. Much like how consumer DDR5 would only support 512 in the same way. Take a walk a little further south to make sure I'm on the right track. So I'm taking the train from this Mineola to the real Mineola. So this is going to be my plan. I'm not going to hog those old nanometers, all those old processes like Apple is. Apple should be charged for that, I think. Once again, they stole the 1068G 7 processor. Okay. Track 4. Good. We're on track 4. I mean, they shouldn't have been allowed to do that for other companies. Steal the 1068G7. The i7 processor, 28 watts, Ice Lake, like paying Intel to make it exclusive to them, saying, oh, other companies, you're not going to be able to buy this anymore. It's now mine only. It's for me only. You can't just do that. Well, it's not antitrust sling related to that, where you're just like reserving a product, you're just saying, other companies, you cannot buy this product anymore, it's reserved for Apple only. Everybody has the right to buy it. And even though it's an OEM product only, I think that consumers have the right to buy it too. But since it was BGA soldered, it would need to be on a special board. Much like the Intel Atom-based VGA socket processors that are sold to consumers. But yeah, using a Core 2 Duo with 8 cores and maybe even 16. Core 2 series processor with 16 cores, DDR5 RAM, PCIe Gen 5. That'll be awesome. USB 4, USB 3.2, USB Type-C, but also SCSI. They're not going to get rid of the old ports on some of the machines using older hardware. And if customers actually want the SCSI on the newer hardware using like newer products like the Lakes and Zen, I'll give it to them. I'm really thinking about doing that now, because there's going to be parallel and serial on those computers as well. Maybe it should have SCSI. even if it's obsolete. That's gonna be it. Bye.